It looks like there's a little more trees just looking at the first hole here, and so that could play a factor since the last hole was a little bit more link style. So it'll be fun to watch you guys play today. So good luck, play well, and let's see what you guys have. All right, boys, have a good one. All right, so the guys are loading into the course, getting everything ready to go here now. And Mike is going to join me from Virtual Tee today. We are live here for the semifinals of the Big Dog League with Paul and Cole, which is BANDSAGGER and C. Stephenson. Both guys which have been number one in the world at one point. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Paul is number 4 right now, and Cole is number 11, if I'm not mistaken. So Mike, welcome into the stream here with us, and it's good to have you. You get to kind of hear the backside of it and listen to what they're talking about while they're playing and get a little insight into what their thought process is at times. So I would suggest probably turning their volume down just a little bit. Oh, that is me. You don't want to see me. Let's get this adjusted here. All right, that is Mike. Looks like Paul's got a little technical difficulty there that he's getting worked out as well. So let's get this camera worked out here the way it's supposed to be. That is Paul. Where's Cole here? There he is. All right, so Paul's getting a technical difficulty worked out here. I'm getting Cole's camera set back up. Whenever I turned my camera on, it changed our little... All right, there we go. Let me make sure. So I'm going to go ahead and turn them down a lot. So that way... All right, Mike, talk real quick. Let's see if they can hear you in the stream.
Yep, I'm here. Can they hear me?
All right, guys, if you will let us know if you can hear him. I've got him turned up a little bit now, and you should be able to hear him. And so, from looking at the course, it does look like it's going to be a little bit more of a difficult course in the sense that it's not going to be quite as open with just some kind of deep rough around. It does look like there's a lot of trees that's going to be make the course play a little bit tougher, but what'll be fun is there's a little elevation here too. Mike, have you ever been to Nebraska?
Yeah, I've been to Omaha. Went to the College World Series there.
Oh, really? For what team? Did you go for a specific team?
Yeah, I played baseball for Oregon State for 4 years, and when we won our first World Series back in 2006, I went to that. I wasn't playing; I just went as a fan. But yeah, pretty awesome experience.
I bet it was, especially as a former player.
Yeah, it's the real deal. It's a lot of fun.
He almost caught that speed slot right there, and if they'd have caught that could have went down that hill. So it looks like both of them have about 270 each here. Now, there will be a little bit of elevation today. There's 1,115 feet of elevation at this course, which will make it play just a hair shorter for them. Usually it's about 2% for every 100 yards. And so I would say for this one's probably going to play about 6 yards shorter plus the downhill a little bit. So probably about a 9 yard shorter shot here. So probably about 261 adding the wind in. Pins in that front, so it's a little accessible depending on what he's looking to do. Not a bad little shot. It'll be a tough little chip to get up and down from because it'll be short-sided. He probably would have wanted to be more up on that left side there. But into the wind, that chip won't hurt him because he can be able to float it up in the air and let that wind kind of help sit it down. So, Mike, tell us about your match last week. So tell me what your thoughts were. How does it feel to play for that much money? Have you ever played for that much money before?
I've never played for that much money. For me, it's never really about the money, but I feel like it was more pressure on just knowing people were watching and being an amateur. So it was definitely a different experience. I don't think you fully realize how much pressure is on the players just watching this YouTube. We're doing the best we can to portray this, but yeah, it was difficult.
It does change things. If you've ever played for a course championship, like a club championship or something, the two-man members, a lot of the times they'll have flights, and all the flight winners at some courses will end up playing in an elimination style, lowest or the highest scores out, and they eliminate multiple guys every hole. And usually in situations like that, you'll have 100 guys sitting there watching. So it can be a little nerve wracking, but knowing that you're playing for both $1,000 in cash just for yourself for winning, and there's nobody else to rely on, and you include the fact that you have multiple people online watching, and you'll know that it's going to get hundreds of views at some point, regardless if they're live watching or not, it's going to get hundreds of views. You just kind of want to play well. You just want to have a good showing. Man, what a shot there from the rough by Paul. 21 yards up the hill, going to take a little spin off, throws it up there and puts it in the gimme circle and puts some pressure on Cole real early here. Cole's got not a big breaker, but it's going to play downhill 4 feet, probably play closer to about 5 or 6 feet downhill. I would say it's probably going to be about 11 or 12 feet, I would guess. And looks like it's going to break just a hair more right than left. I tell you, one of the big things that I noticed that's tough to kind of gauge sometimes is right here. He's sitting on that line, and that ball's moving on that line specifically. Oh, what a putt! What a great putt by Cole there with the pressure on, knowing he's got to make it to keep it all square on the first hole. Sometimes you just don't know how much that first dot on that first line is really going to throw that ball left or right on you. All right, so here we are on hole 2, 422 downhill 16. So it's probably going to play about 400 yards with elevation and the elevation change. Got a little hair wind behind their back, but it does look like they're going to have to play a little bit of a layup here. Paul choosing a driving iron. Carries about 255, is going to roll it out inside 150 there. That'll be a great look for him with some wind behind his back that'll help him kind of get that ball back there to the back right pin position. Yeah, it does look like a really good design. I've never seen this course before, so I'm excited to check it out and see how it works. Cole steps up to hit a shot. Hits a little fade right up the right side. Looks like there's a slope on the right side of the fairway he can use as a bank. That should roll out some, get down to the bottom of that hill. Probably be close to about 100 yards, maybe just above 100 yards here. Mike, have you ever played this course?
I played it yesterday. We had our Amigo finals. That was the final match that we had there. So yeah, I did get a chance to play yesterday. It's a difficult course. The greens are very bendy. So
It looks like, so I've got the capability of being able to look at the heat map, which I think is really good. So it looks like everything on this hole is going to play from back right to front. It looks like everything looks like they're having a little trouble here.
Yeah, let me see. I tried to click both. It says we're waiting. Does yours say remove players? I wonder if you click that, if it's Brandon or if it's.
Huh. I wonder what the issue is here.
I don't know. I'm not sure what to do.
I know they were still able to hit their shots.
Come on. Yeah. it's me now, so that's good.
Gotta love some technical difficulties. Golf ball isn't everywhere, and Paul's sim is giving me anxiety. You know what? I'm right there with you. I actually got Mike. Have you ever seen one of those den caddies that is called a was it called a tour caddy? I think.
I
It's
don't think
one.
so.
It's just a standard den caddy, but it's got a little system inside of it that feeds the ball all the way down. It can hold 75 balls, and then it's got a little motor in the bottom of it. And you just wave your club in front of it, and it spits a ball out. And it's
Well, maybe we need to do that here with these guys.
yeah, I know. I definitely Paul. He does give me anxiety. It looks like he's trying to chip over like crumbs or something. All right, looks like they got the technical difficulties fixed. That's going to probably stay left with that slope there on that hill. So he's going to have a little uphill putt from about 45 feet.
Make it go over there.
Doesn't look like it's going to be the easiest. Why is it? They may need to resync.
Huh.
So I'm not sure why it's not revolving
Yeah, it
people
shows
here.
me. I don't know what's going on.
It's
Well,
weird because it
says
didn't do
you're
this on the
home,
first hole.
like ready to go.
Huh. I wonder if they've tried to resync the hole just to see if that would fix it or not.
I'm gonna tell them something's going on. I'm here to let you guys. Something's wonky here. I don't know what's going on, but it's
Yeah, I see that. Here, let me try to end my round just to exit out of your alls and just see if it'll let me join back in real quick here.
Okay. It shows me hitting again now. What? Probably. We're going to reload the whole round because it's got me hitting again, and it says 423. I'm 420 feet away.
You want to concede one?
Yeah, if you both concede one, that would make you all square through one, just like a normal round, since y'all both made birdie on that first hole. All right, guys. So they're going to get loaded back in here and get started back into the round. Not sure exactly what caused it on that online match. It was like it was trying to find another player, and it just kind of got a little mixed up.
Whatever you want to make it.
I made Big Dog number 2 after.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get them loaded in, and then once they get loaded, I can join them and watch. View it as a spectator.
Look at the match settings. So I think I got everything again. Okay. All right, you good?
Yep.
Okay.
I have no idea what shot it's going to put us on, but I don't know what else.
Well, it'll put us on number 1 tee. So if we just concede.
Oh, we'll just have, that's right. We'll just have to play 2. We'll just have to
you click concede and I'll click concede. Oh, you know what? I might have put it on start flag.
It's probably fine as long as mulligans are on. It really doesn't matter. I think.
Yeah. You good with just trying to keep track of it ourselves?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay. Mike, you have a pin there? If not, I'll go grab one real quick so we can keep track of their match.
And then I'll concede, and then we'll start on.
Yeah, I can't really see. I can't see much on my end, to be honest with you. I can see Cole's screen, but it's hard for me to keep up.
Okay,
so.
gotcha.
Okay.
But if you want to let me know, I can keep track.
Yeah, absolutely.
Session is only a double bogey on my side.
Yeah, I may just take that all the time.
All right, we're going to get them turned back down here. All right, so I'm loaded in and watching again. BANDSAGGER is going to go ahead and re-tee here. And got the cameras and everything back up and running. Sorry about the technical difficulties here, guys. Paul hits one. Seems to be much better that time. He got 253 carry out of it. Probably get about 270. Yeah, 275. That'll get him inside of 130 there. I'll do that, Bells. Once he hits this shot here, I'll go in and do that because I'm going to have to reconfigure the cameras. All right. Hey, Mike, I'm going to share my GS Pro screen for you.
Okay.
And that way you can see it. And then I'll reconfigure this camera real fast here for us to see
Perfect.
them. And
Now I
now
can see
you'll
it.
be able to see. There we go there. Whoops. Don't want to do that. Let's see here. Where is Paul's camera here? His is right there, and he just hit his shot. All right, fellas. And he's probably going to be just a hair inside of where he was last time. So the guys did agree to just go ahead and concede on the first hole since they tied. They were all square after one. And both of them hit back into the middle of the fairway again. And Cole had never hit his approach shot. Does look like Paul's just going to have a hair closer of a shot than what he had before on his putt, but nothing crazy. All right, Mike, are you able to see that?
I'm able to see it. That's a lot better.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it does look like I don't think they put the match play on, so maybe they just have the scores. Is that what their scores are up on top?
Yes. So they didn't put match play on by mistake. So we're going to keep a record of their match here, and this will be able to tell us what they're shooting, but we'll be able to keep track of their match. So they're all square through one. And what I can do is I can load up a little sticky note here and just keep track of it on my computer so I've got it.
Oh, man.
What a putt by Paul.
Wow.
Paul talks about how good of a putter that Scuba is, but in all reality, Paul's one of the best putters too. When he's hitting good putts, he's tough to beat. Which is, of course, why he was number one. And there's a follow-up by Cole. Very, very good putt by Cole to follow up. That is 2 putts in a row where he had to make one to tie the hole. And they were not the easiest or the closest putts, but they weren't, big 40-footers either. But you still have to hit a good putt and make it. So, all right. So we are all square through 2. No blood there. It does say that they are both 2 over or 1 over, but technically they are 2 under each. So we are going to make sure we note that as we go along here. I would say both of them are probably going to pull driver. It looks like Paul's got driver in hand. He's going to play it up the dead center of the fairway with 14 side spin, which is at 182 ball speed. I'm not sure there's very many people in this world that can hit 182 ball speed and hit 14 side spin.
That's pretty straight.
It's a sight to see, to be honest. A lot of
you
pros.
played a lot of golf with Paul, right, Brandon?
I did, yeah. So we played college golf together, and I've played some golf with him, and he's a better golfer now than he was in college, but he was a hell of a golfer then too. Cole puts him one up the right side, gets a little 280 raw carry, 265 game carry with some uphill there. Cole's going to have 175. Paul's going to have 127 in here. Cole does have a little helping wind that'll kind of get it from left to right, and it looks like everything on the green's going to slope from that right back corner down to that front left corner there. So it looks like he'll be able to kind of feed one with that wind. He'll probably be able to hold one up in that wind, let it carry it right of the hole, and then just kind of feed down to it. I would say we're playing normal greens today. I would say probably a 160 to 163 raw carry is probably going to be what he'll look at. So he's hit at 162. It's going to be just a hair right of it. It's got to sit because that wind kicked up on him. But that is not going to be bad at all. Paul's looking at 127, up a couple of yards with some helping wind. So he's probably going to try to carry this about 120 raw number, I would guess. It's probably going to play about 129, helping wind and make it about 127, 125. Carries it just a hair over 120, and it's going to be long. It's got to spin. And it might spin off that hill right there and come back into the circle. Ooh, it's going to stop just a hair short on him. But that's a great shot, though. Knowing he has to put one close because Cole's in there tight. All right, so Mike, let's talk about virtual tee because I'm interested in finding out what you guys do. I'm interested in how it all works, where it came from, how you guys started it up, kind of where the idea came from and everything.
Yeah, so there was two of us that started it or founded it, myself and Adam Porter, and we started it in 2021. Adam actually was in the market for a simulator and went through the whole process buying a $50,000 simulator basically online. I mean, there wasn't a lot of help locally, and it's, a big name simulator, and there was just a lot. There was
Just
a lot
little
of
outside
things
there.
I mean, we both love golf and we both have other businesses, and we were like, well, how can we get into this industry? We wanted to put simulators in our showrooms, and we're like, well, why don't we just start this out and see where it goes? But Adam, essentially, he went and bought this simulator, and the installer showed up. He didn't want to run it one way, and the salespeople said that he had to run it this particular way. The installer showed up, said he could have run it the other way, and he had to do a lot of stuff beforehand. So electrical, drywall, like all that stuff he had to do on his own. And we were just like, well, why don't we just do this at a local level and provide everything, one-stop shop to customers with high-end sims? And so that's kind of how it was born. And the first year, it was actually when COVID took off. So our other companies, I own a flooring company, he owns a landscape company, and those actually took off. And so we put the simulator on hold for a little while. And then when we got back to it, we reached out and started just networking with our core group of people, and the business just exploded. And now I think we just opened our 11th location. And yeah, rule of thumb is we just still are providing a local level of service that is pretty much unmatched in the industry. We have all of our employees are W-2'd, so it's not like we're subcontracting things out, and we're just doing pretty high-end sims. We also do some DIY projects as well, but that's how it got started.
So tell me the kind of the process of what you guys go through. So before we start that, so Paul makes his birdie there. He's technically 3 under now. Cole is 2 under. Paul's 1 up here going into 4. So tell me kind of like a little rundown of a process. If I called you tomorrow and said, hey, I want to buy a sim, what's the process like? Tell everybody how the process is, how the company works, kind of how you walk them through it, and where it goes from there.
Yeah, a lot of it just starts with budget and space. So we want to make sure that the space works out. So before we even go out to the property, we want to make sure that space is going to be wide enough and tall enough, and the budget's going to be there too. So typically, rule of thumb, like a good budget and we're talking custom simulators, or I'm not talking like DIY stuff, which are going to be less expensive. We also do those, but when we're talking luxury sims, they typically start in the mid-20s. And I mean, they can go up to, $80,000, $100,000. It just kind of depends on what people want. But I would say that is the biggest starting point is budget, and then what have they seen? Are they familiar with any of the products, any of the launch monitors? Do they have a TrackMan, or do they have Foresight, Unicur, ProTease, all those? So we try to just gauge interest and knowledge on what they know, and then we create a package based around basically their wants and needs, and what their space is like.
So do you see that it's easier, harder to have a customer call you that has knowledge of Sims prior to it, or have, played in one or whatever? Do you see that there's anything that makes it a little bit easier for the process or more difficult for the process?
I think yeah, I mean, everybody's different. So if somebody has a track, we run into a lot of people that have like a TrackMan. My buddy has a TrackMan. My club has a TrackMan, and I want to be able to play in the tournaments on TrackMan. And so, I mean, that's different than like what we're playing right now with GS Pro, which is probably the most widely used software that we sell. But it just kind of depends on. A lot of people don't have a lot of knowledge. So it just kind of depends. But a lot of it comes down to budget. So as long as people are open, when we do the luxury builds, it really is us coming in, and our expertise is designing that room based around their budget, and we can give them different options. But it's a huge, there's a lot of people selling. There's a lot of e-commerce companies out there now. And like I said, we do the e-commerce stuff. We can do DIY packages. So mostly what I'm talking about is custom builds. But if someone wants that next level sim, then a lot of them don't know what components they want. But there's so many different options with that. You can, I mean, you could start out with a $2,000 projector and go up to $6,000 projector. So, and same thing with a computer. A lot of people don't know all that stuff. So I would say 80% of people really don't have just things that they've seen online. Like, oh, I kind of want this, I think, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was pretty overwhelming whenever I was putting my sim together whenever I first bought it. And I say that because I really didn't have a ton of knowledge on a bunch of the launch monitors and what was good, what wasn't, what was accurate, and what would be good to have for specific things. Looking back on it now, I have a front facing launch monitor, and I probably would have liked to have had an overhead just for the fact of being able to have buddies over that are left-handed, or if I ever wanted to rent my sim out and have people to come in, and because I have it in my pole barn. So obviously I have tons of space. I have tons of open, area for me to be able to run it all in. And it would have been nice to be able to have an overhead just for that, because there are people that have rented it out in the past that are left-handed. And if they bring somebody over that's right-handed, they always have to switch it back and forth. And so it was pretty overwhelming in the very beginning, not knowing much about it. And now that I've been in it for 2 or 3 years, it's much easier to have knowledge on the way everything kind of works with what all is involved. So let's go ahead and touch base here. So Paul just made par. Cole didn't get up and down, makes bogey. So we have Paul at 2 up through 4 here. And I ended up buying a sim in a box, which is the full package. The only thing mine didn't include at the time was a computer, which I already had a gaming PC anyways. And for anybody that isn't quite full with their simulator build, or they haven't quite put theirs together and they're looking at doing it, they're just interested in it, I highly suggest it, because it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Being able to just walk outside at any time, hit balls, play some rounds with buddies online. I mean, I've met some of the greatest people in the world. And, I've played golf with Paul for many years, but outside of that, all of the guys that were in this tournament, pretty much I knew all of them before this from playing online events together, and it's been a blast. But, my sim in a box came in with the enclosure, the hitting mat, some turf that went in between the mat and the enclosure, the screen, the projector. It came with a little setup for my computer to be sat on, as well as a monitor if I wanted to put up a second one. and so it had everything. It was great. And I've absolutely loved the setup. I could not have been happier with it. And, I feel like I got out fairly cheap for what it could have costed. I am ready to do some upgrades on it and rebuild my enclosure a little bit and possibly make the enclosure a little bit bigger and deeper, and get a new net. My screen is absolutely ate up. I've had it for 3 years, and I'd say I probably average hitting about 800 to 1,000 balls a week practice wise, and then I probably play anywhere between 8 to 15 rounds a week, depending on the week and depending on what events are going on. And so my screen is just ate up. And the one thing I've noticed is it's very difficult to find a screen that matches specifically with my enclosure. But because I bought a sim in a box, the full package, I didn't really get anything that had specific brands on it. So I have no idea where my enclosure came from or what kind it was or anything. So I don't really know what kind of screen I could go out and buy to replace it. And so because of that, I'm looking in, man, what a putt by Cole right there. Almost 40 feet down the hill, big swing and breaker. That was really good. That was a really big putt for him to put a par on the board and put some pressure on Paul, because he's got an 11 down chip here out of the bunker. And with short-sided, that is a very, very difficult chip. He's got to carry this probably, I was going to say about 20 yards, but trying to carry it 20 makes it really difficult to get it high enough. So I've really kind of put in the thought of either A, buying a whole new enclosure with a screen already built into it again, or just building my own enclosure. And because it's in a pole barn, I have it in the corner of my barn, and I thought about putting some plywood on the side of it, putting some L-shaped metal brackets on the wall, and then building a wall at the other side just to be able to build my own enclosure. And just to kind of make it a little bit more custom, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And that's kind of where my head's been at here recently. Oh, what a look. Oh, man, it kind of broke back right on him there at the end. So Cole gets it back to 1 up through 5 here. That was really big for Cole to get that putt in the circle right there, because that put a lot of pressure on Paul to have to get up and down, and being on an 11 down lie right there made it tough. But yeah, it also came with a 1080 projector, which has been great. I've loved it. It's been, it's done exactly what it was supposed to do. I've never had any problems out of it, but I think it is time, just because of the ambient light that I have, that might end up in the bunker. That's not where he was looking to hit it. He's got his raw carry up this week. Last week he was struggling with some of his spin numbers a little bit. He was getting high spin, kind of getting some flared balloon shots that were carrying 240, 250. He seemed like he was getting a little frustrated playing Jamie, because he just wasn't quite driving the golf ball like he normally does. But it looks like tonight he's definitely got the driver working better, getting some better ball speed numbers there. Just got to get it on the line. But I really am looking forward to getting a 4K projector in there, just because sometimes it's a little brighter in there and I've got to get a brighter picture on the screen. And part of that may be because I didn't necessarily, man, what a drive. 185 ball speed. 185 ball speed, 324 raw carry, carries at 340 after elevation and wind, puts himself inside 100 yards, and Cole is at 173 from the bunker on a 6 down. That's going to be a tough shot for Cole to get this one close. It's not impossible, I can tell you that. For the number 1 player in the world, nothing's impossible. Yeah, big dog. That's kind of what I was thinking, is putting up some plywood on the right studs. I've got some 6x6 studs that the pole barn was made out of. And I was thinking about putting some plywood on the right wall and then putting some insulation behind it. And then, oh man, what a shot. If that sits, that is going to end up being a great shot. That's not going to end up as close as what it could have been, but I can assure you that ball being 36 feet away is not indicative of how good of that shot was right there.
I don't know if people watching know how good these guys really are. So, I mean, these guys are really good golfers in real life too. So
Yeah, absolutely. Paul's a +2 or a +4 in real life. I'm not sure what Cole is. I think he was a +4, I believe. That's absolutely incredible. It looks like that's going to be a good number. That's going to one hop and
man.
just settle softly. And that's going to put some pressure on Cole here to make a putt. And it's not an easy putt either. It's not impossible, that's for sure. He can be able to read this, but I agree with you on that. These guys make it look a lot easier than what it really is.
It's pros and cons for sure.
Cole is the Russell Henley of golf, of sim golf. He played pretty good this week. He gave himself a chance. He was never really up there, but he gave himself a chance. What's going on, T-Mac? Just leaves it outside the circle, so that's going to cost him the hole there. He's going to have to finish it off here just because we don't have it in match play, but that's all right. Finishes off with his par there. So that takes Paul to 2 under. Cole is now even on his round, and Paul is going to be 2 up through 6 now. I apologize, we don't have it in match play mode for you, but we're keeping up with it, Mike and I are, so that way we can make sure we let you guys know, A, what they're shooting at all times, but B, where they're standing in the match. So Paul is 2 up through 6 here. Got a 387-yard par 4 playing into the wind. Doesn't look like you can quite get it all the way to the green if you wanted to. There's some rough that's leading up to the green there. That should bank off that slope, kind of kick down towards the middle of the fairway there. Put him inside 100 yards with a good little look. I'm sure he will take that all day. Looks like there is some pretty wide fairways here. Let's see what Cole can follow up with here. Hits a nice little tight draw right down the center of the fairway. See, it was a little bit higher spin there, which is why you see his carry wasn't in the 270s and the upper 270s like it was last shot. Last drive, he hit 161 ball speed with only 2,400 spin, carried 277. That one was just a little higher in spin, so it kind of floated up on him in the air, and of course that wind kind of knocked it down some too. So that's where you see a little bit of that difference in that raw carry number. But still, Cole has 106 yards, playing 100. Probably going to play closer to like 98. And then you add in the wind. Probably going to play around 94 to 95, I would guess. And if he hits a full wedge here with 10,000 spin, if he can carry it all the way to the hole, carry a full 95 or so, it should one hop and then just kind of spin. Yeah, he shut that club face down, carried it a hair far.
This is a big shot right here. I mean, BANDSAGGER can. I mean, if he can put one in here, that makes a huge difference.
Yep, going 3 up through 7 would make a big advantage for him and put some pressure on Cole big time. And it looks like it's going to be pretty close. It might be a little far. It's got to sit.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
he was on 4 down right there, and that kind of shot out a little low on him, and that wind just never had a chance to knock that ball down. T-Mac, thank you. I appreciate that, bud. I've been debating whether I should go back and maybe dig them a little shallower, but then again, maybe I should just leave them alone. I have no idea what Newey's talking about. I designed this course for – oh, I see what you're talking about. I designed this course for GS Pro. Super happy to see people playing it. Well, I'll tell you what. I have absolutely loved this course so far. The design and the layout has been phenomenal, and you did a phenomenal job building it. I had not heard of this course yet. I'm assuming you were talking about the bunkers, talking about making the bunkers a little bit shallower. I'll be honest with you. I like the way that the bunkers are designed. Oh, what a chip shot by Cole.
Oh!
Makes one.
I knew you were going to make it before you.
Man, oh man, what a shot.
I just knew.
He
runs
needed
one
that.
in there. Yes, he did. That was in theory, that's a two swing right there. He could go from 3 down and now he's only 1 down. That's a big chip shot right there. I know Paul was going to make par regardless, but still, he could have went 3 down right there if Paul hit a good shot. Back to Newey's comment. Newey was the one that made the court, that built this course, and he was talking about debating on digging making the bunkers just a little bit shallower. You know, I'll be honest, I kind of like the way that they're made right now. Like, it makes them challenging to where when you miss the green, you got to get up and down for par. There's no guarantee that you can just get up and down from green side. It makes it a lot more challenging. I do like that. Now that they've changed the physics a lot and they've made it a little bit better and easier to get up and down out of the bunkers, I actually like them as they are. Looks like MP Kelly says the same thing.
I would agree. I specifically chose this course for our Amigos final because the bunkers are so, they're a penalty. So they are difficult to get out of. So I really like him. I wouldn't change anything.
Those were 2 phenomenal shots for a 240-yard par 3. I mean, that right there, 240-yard par 3, one guy sticks it to 31 feet. The other guy comes in behind him and sticks it to 13 feet. There's not very many guys that can be able to stick it inside 30 feet at 240 yards like that. All right, Cole's going to putt first here. He's getting himself a read from 31 feet. I would probably play it, if it were me, I would probably play it out about here is going to be my guess. And it looks like that's about where he started it. And it's on a really good line if it's got the speed to get there. Oh, my gosh. Oh, heartbreak for Cole. Leaves it literally 1 roll short. I mean, it's not even a roll. Literally just an extra inch, and it's in. 7.8.
You can't be happy with that.
No, 7.8 ball speed, and that's in. And he hits it 7.7. Oh, what a line he picked there. But I tell you, Paul does not have the easiest putt. I've got him out about in there, and that was a little right. He did push it a hair, but Cole got away with one there by not making that putt, and BANDSAGGER really got away with one there because that putt should have been in all day, every day.
At least I never thought it was going in, I guess. You know, it didn't disappoint me.
I absolutely can't believe that putt did not fall. Need a 10-second wait just to see if the wind kicks up. You know, there was wind actually blowing that direction for him, too. If the wind kicked up to 10 miles per hour, it might have hit it. It might have rolled it in. Cole hits him a really good shot here. This is one of those holes where laying up could, I mean, you hit a bad iron shot and you cost yourself some issues, especially with those bunkers. A tight little pin in the front right location there with greenside bunkers protecting that front right location. I love this hole design. Tell you what, there is a lot of trouble that can come in on this course. Paul puts him one just behind Cole here, and he's going to be hitting his second shot first. Go ahead and pull up their scorecard. Just a little note, it does say they both had a double bogey on the first hole. They both made birdie on that first hole, so they're actually 3 strokes better than what it says. So BANDSAGGER is playing at 3 under right now. Cole is 2 under. Cole is 1 down through 8. Paul puts one really nice in there, spins, and just gives him a good little look at birdie. Cole's got a 67 yarder. This might be a little more tough unless he can hit one real high and spinny for it to kind of sit softly and then spin into the circle, especially with that right to left wind, because that green cuts off on that right side there. And he's on a downhill slope of 2 degrees. So see what he does. 65 yards. I tell you what, if he'd have hit it dead straight. Oh, he did get 10,000 spin on it, though.
I can get 10K way too often.
So, Mike, tell me how you got paired with Optima.
You know, they their sales rep Danny Kogan reached out to us, and we just wanted. There's a few other projector companies out there, but they've been really cutting edge. They really dive deep into the industry and want to know what's going on, what people are buying, you know, how to get their products out there. So they've been a fantastic partner with us, and they are actually one of our major sponsors. Oh, we got it.
What a putt. What a putt by Cole right there. One down, knowing he's got to make one to put some pressure on Paul here. And Paul doesn't have the easiest putt either.
Geez, I feel like Cole, I mean, that he could have went 3 down, and he chipped that one in, and
now he could be squaring it up.
Yeah, this is a tough putt.
Yeah, I have, like I said, I've got the Optima 1080p. Yeah, that was never had a chance. He even pushed that 1.1. He just never had that red right. I've got the Optima 1080p. Don't ask me what the model number is because I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been sitting up in the ceiling of my barn for so long now I could never remember it. And I've had great luck out of it. I mean, I've had it for 3 years, had no issues out of the bulb, never had a problem out of it. You know, I even ran a second HDMI cord down so that way Jackson, my son, and I could go outside and play some video games on the big screen and stuff and goof around. So we'll play some FIFA or some sports games or something out there on it. And I have absolutely loved my projector since I've had it, but I just think it's time for me to upgrade.
It's a big difference going from 1080 to this could kick off the hill right here.
Yes, it can, and it's going to, and it may run all the way down to the green if it gets some speed. And if it feeds, keep going, ball. Catch that other slope. Oh man, that could feed it all the way down into the gimme circle.
What a great shot.
What a phenomenal shot. Both these guys are 3 under right now. This match is all square through 9.
The things that do make getting back to the projectors, that 4K it makes a huge difference. And going back to your screens, we actually manufacture screens. You let me know if you need one. I'll hook you up with one.
Yeah,
but we do white and gray. The gray is really makes the image look better. I really highly recommend the gray.
Yeah, I'll get with you on that because the hardest thing for me to figure out is the way that the screen is designed. It's got some Velcro on the outside facing towards the hitting mat, and the enclosure has like a velvet material that wraps around the metal, and that metal or the velvet material comes all the way around, and then it attaches to that Velcro on the screen, so that way it keeps it all closed off. I'll send you some pictures and measurements of it all, and we can figure that out, and I'll order one through you.
We actually have a manufacturing plant. We manufacture them ourselves in Colorado Springs, so we can do really anything. If you let me know the design, I can work directly with them. I run that division, so it's we can definitely hook you up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I have to send you this picture of what mine looks like right now. I mean, I've hit so many balls into it, and I hit high spin anyways, so that doesn't help.
Ooh.
Man, what a putt. What a read. Some of that part of the putt going down the hill, it's hard to see the dots to get a good read, but he got himself in the gimme circle, gives himself a good look at making birdie there and put some pressure on Cole to make a good putt here.
Ooh, this
and
looks
Cole,
good.
Oh my.
That one stopped breaking. That's a good putt.
Couple birdies by the big guys.
So that puts both of them at 4 under now. They still are all square through 11. And this is shaping up to be a phenomenal match of two of the best sim golfers I've ever seen that really play on GS Pro, to be honest. Cole's lining himself up here. Take his drive. He's got driver in hand. Paul looks like he's got driver in hand here on the par 5. Looks like there's some pretty open areas here to go ahead and try to just rip one out there. Cole again hits one a little spinny, but luckily there was some wind behind his back to kind of get him a little extra carry there. And puts himself at about 230 to get a look at it.
I expect this one to be ripped.
Yeah, knowing he's got plenty of room right, he can just absolutely go all out with this one.
Think he hits that 185 number?
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get above 185 here and go to 187. That's going to be my guess. He's going to have some oomph behind this one. Nope. Didn't quite hit it well.
Yeah, what a bummer.
But he might still catch that little slot right there and just kind of run down.
He did. What a shot.
Yep.
Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't.
I tell you what, I played Georgia this week in the Pro Tour, and on the second round, I've played firm greens but never hard. And they had the greens on hard for the second round. And man, those things are bouncy. They just bounce like a trampoline. And that really put it into perspective about how good those guys played last week, because they didn't make the hard greens look that hard.
It was tough conditions, I can tell you that, with that wind, trying to calculate everything.
To me, I agree with you. This is an absolutely amazing match so far. Both guys being 4 under through 10 holes, and the match being all square. Oh, wow. What a shot by Cole. That could sit soft and end up in the circle. Oh, just runs out of it. He's just about 6.5, maybe 7 feet.
He is dialed.
Yes, he is. He is playing phenomenal today. And really, the 2 holes that he lost, I mean, he made a bogey and a par on the 3 holes that he lost. He made a bogey, a par, and a bogey. So it's not like he's giving it away. Sorry, he made 2 pars and a bogey. My mistake. BANDSAGGER hits him a good one. This should kick left off that little hill right there and might feed. Ooh, it got stuck in the fringe. That was a much better shot than it ended up being. I thought that ball was going to end up in the circle.
Needed those hard fairways.
Yeah, right. Both guys have a eagle putt here. Looks like Paul's probably going to pull out the putter stick here. See if he can run one up there. It's not doesn't look like that fringe is too crazy. It's a 0.2 left, so about 21 feet. Going to play like 26. I'd say he'd probably play with the uphill and the fringe, probably close to 30. Not a lot of break. Oh, it hit a collider.
Oh, is that course designer still on here?
I don't think they can do anything about colliders, if I'm not mistaken. I've talked to a couple guys about it, and it's something that, for whatever reason, the colliders are something I don't know how they can handle those around the greens like that from fringe to green. Man, that's unfortunate. Cole takes advantage of it. That puts Cole at 6 under on the round, Paul at 5 under on the round, and that does put Cole up 1 now through 11.
I think we both got it now. You made that putt on 2 after the reset, and then you got a collider there. I call it even.
Yeah, but it also, we did get a lot closer to the hole after the restart, both of us. So.
Yeah,
fair. I mean, off the tee.
Newey,
Whatever.
he hit a putt from the fringe on 11 on that front hole location. He hit a putt from the fringe, and it hit a collider from the fringe to the green and just kind of knocked it off. If you go back about 30 seconds, you'll be able to see it. Oh, man, Cole pipes one right down the middle, gets that spin to a better number there with a 15 launch, gets that carry up to 283, and that right there just kind of shows you where that launch and the spin together just make such a big difference. Earlier, he's hitting 12 and 13 VLA with 24 to 30, 200 spin, and he's getting 260 to 270, almost 275. Now he gets it up to 15 with 1,600 spin, and he gets that ball well over 280, and that makes a world of difference. That wind's going to knock Paul's down there. Looks like it's going to stay in the fairway for him. But we do have a 500-yard par 4, which can be a test of those who can hit the ball ways. So let's see if Cole can stay dialed with his irons. He has been hitting some phenomenal iron shots. Yeah, so somebody just commented and said the designer can't fix the colliders around the edges of the greens like that. It's a unity issue. And I thought that was the case.
That's interesting because most courses don't have that issue.
Yeah, I don't know what it is that causes some of them to have it and some of them not. I don't know the physics of unity and how it works because I haven't tried designing courses. And Cole puts one. Man, he may go in. Oh, what a shot.
Oh.
Cole has been absolutely dialed with his irons tonight. What a phenomenal shot to put all that pressure on Paul. 200 yards into the wind here, and he's got to put one in the circle or close enough to make the putt. Paul's 1 down through 11. Yeah, Newey, he was putting from off the green, probably about 3 or 4 feet off of the green and putting into the in through the fringe and onto the green. Paul leaves it out right, just kind of flares it on him, just pushes it. No side spin and just a straight push there. So going to have a pretty testy putt here from 63 feet. He can be aggressive with it, doesn't have to worry about getting a 2-putt. So he can be pretty aggressive here. If that's what it was, that happens to me a lot when I'm putting from the fringe. Yeah, that's just a unity thing. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was something that it was with unity that couldn't be really fixed or changed. I'm curious when the new updates come in the future of the on the beta being released as the full regular update. Man, Paul gave it a run, didn't he?
He did. It was a good putt.
I'm curious if on the new system that we'll be making courses on, if that'll be a thing that can be fixed or not with the new system. So we've got Paul at 2 up through 12, and I tell you, Cole is 2 up through 12, and with Cole looking at going 3 down and basically made a 2-shot swing on that hole that he chipped in on, that was when all the momentum started to change for him in this match. Cole kind of pulls his into the left rough. Not going to have the best look at it, but not going to have the worst look at it either. Paul hits a little duck hooky drive. It looks like he may have had the mini driver in hand. Put it over there, right there next to Cole's, and he's going to be up first. It's going to play about 136 on a downhill line out of the rough. I'd say it's probably going to play pretty true to that 136 number. Then you include the elevation of where they're at plus the wind. It'll probably play closer, just a little bit less than 133 maybe, I would guess. See what he plays it at. He probably needs to carry it to the front of this green just perfectly if he's going to get it close. because that rough's going to take some spin off of it. Carries at 131. That's going to be a hair far, most likely. But he'll have a putt at it, though. He won't hate it.
That's a good shot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd take that all day. Cole's got about the same shot here, just a few yards closer. So he probably, I would say if he wants to get it in tight, he probably needs to carry it about 123. That'll land on the front of the green and then skip forward for him. Raw carry. He does not hit that one very solid, and that might end up in the stuff. Ooh, he gets over it just barely and stops for him. Looks like he's not going to have to make a drop or anything. He looks a little confused. I don't know if he doesn't seem to have think that he hit that wrong. So I don't think, I wonder if he thinks that ball is cracked, because he looks really confused by that. He looked like he had the right club, and the way he's reacting to it, it seems like he hit it solid. So I wonder if that ball got cracked and he didn't realize it.
Definitely doesn't match up to his previous shots.
No, not at all. I think that's a big thing, that tour caddy that I've got with the little motor in it that holds 75 balls. That's a big advantage, just to be able to constantly revolve balls over and over again and not just hit the same one repeatedly. Makes a big difference. It helps, the ball doesn't get scratched up from hitting irons all the time, and it keeps from getting a lot of burn marks on the screen as easily or as quickly. Paul makes a really good putt, dead center there.
Got it.
I didn't see what that number was, MP. What was his total spin and his backspin right there? Somebody just commented and said that that his backspin was way higher than his total spin on that shot, that Cole seemed a little bit confused. So I'm curious what his total and what his backspin was there, just to see what may have been causing it, because he didn't have a lot of side spin that I remember, if I remember right. Paul's going to leave it just a hair short there. Paul is 1 down through 13. And
I've hit worse.
Paul, that puts Paul at 6 under. Cole is now 7 under overall on the round, which is a big change from that last round, because those guys were struggling to shoot more than 1 or 2 under par. Cole hits a pretty good shot there. It's going to leak off to the right, and he is going to get a little feed to the left, but not enough to get it closer. It's got a little uphill putt here. Probably going to play about 37, almost 38 feet. It's going to break a little bit early, kind of stop, and then break a little bit at the end. So this is going to be a tough read. Total was like 7,500, but backspin was over 9,000. That is odd that the total spin is 1,500 less than the backspin. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Just so you know, Brandon, MP Kelly helps out with the Big Dog League. He picks all the courses.
Perfect. I thought that's who that was. I wasn't sure. That's got a good look to it, but just a hair outside of it. I liked that speed, though. That's good aggressive speed. You make sure you get it to the hole, and he doesn't want to leave it that little inch short again.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
one that got away.
Think about it if that drops. Oh, what a chip by Paul. Man.
Eyes are up.
Paul says, I am not putting from the fringe again, and he makes it all square.
You know, I mean, that one was good, but I can sure miss them. Just hang around. You'll see me miss plenty.
Paul's in the background talking.
I'm just
He
thrilled
said,
that-
I tell you, that was a good shot
Yeah,
there,
I'll
but
see
you just
you.
hang around. You'll see me miss plenty of them.
Oh, yeah.
So that puts them both at 7 under overall. That puts the match at all square through 14 holes, and it looks like we are in for a really, really good finish here. Man, this match has had some crazy swings in it. Paul going 2 up, could have been 3 up. Cole going 2 up, and now we're back to all square again. And both of these guys are playing some phenomenal golf. It's not like one of them's playing bad. That's
Ooh,
just
that was a weird.
yeah, that's a terrible break in the face of that bunker right there.
Yeah, I hit it off the bottom of the club.
Luckily, he's 120 yards out, so he'll be able to get a club on that. And if he's not on that downslope, he should be able to have no problem getting it there. Getting it up and over that lip from 120. Cole pipes one down the dead center. Carries that one bunker there. That wind kind of helped it hold up there. He had a little fade spin on it. But again, gets it closer to 2,000 with 15 launch. Gets that raw carry number almost to 280 total. Makes a big difference when you get that spin and that VLA matched up to get it optimized the best you can with that ball speed there. Cole's lining a shot up here. Probably going to play closer at about 141, 140. Maybe a hair further with the upslope. And he shuts the club face down. Going to come up just a hair short because that wind kicked up on him from 5 up to 9.
He's gonna have to think about that the collider on the green if he goes to putt that.
Yeah, that makes a big difference because when you have that and you know it's there, you pretty much have to chip from here on out now. Came for bells. I stayed for the barefoot guy chipping in and hitting from 100 or hitting 180 ball speed. I'm sure you wouldn't be the only one. And I would almost bet you that the next match is going to be just as good as this one's been so far. Paul hits himself a really good shot, gets a little spinner just to kind of sit still on the green for him for a little 12.5 footer. Cole's going to have to think what he wants to do. He's got a wedge in hand here. Tell you what, I'd bet you anything he's going to be aggressive and try to run this one in there. I don't see him hitting a high shot here. Oh! He just pushed it a hair off the club with some side spin, and it just kind of, as soon as it landed, it just immediately went right. Paul's got a putt to take the lead back here, go 1 up through 15. Paul's got his line. See what he can do. Just leaves it low. He pushes it 1/2 degree. I think he didn't quite have the read there unless he was going to put a little bit more ball speed on that. And that ball just never had a chance to get in the hole. All right, 160. We're all square through 15 here. Got a 160-yard shot into the wind, down 3 yards. So we're going to probably call it like 161, 162 total. Green-wise, we've got a little knoll on the green right here that if they land it there, they can kind of get that to project that ball forward just a little bit. So let's see what he does. Looks like he pulls it just a hair. It's probably going to knock it down and end up. Oh, no, he didn't. My mistake.
Great swing.
Oh, what a
What a
shot.
shot.
For whatever reason, I thought that was going to get a little left with that wind. I thought he started a little left of his target.
This puts a little pressure on Cole.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
He's been hitting these good, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he put it in there, give himself a good run at it.
As well as he's been hitting his irons today, that would not surprise me one bit. He's been hitting great shots under pressure. That's going to end up just a hair left. Yep. But it should roll out a little. He'll have about 18 feet or so for a birdie. So not a bad look. It's not one he hasn't putt many times, I'm sure. He's got his line picked out. Oh, what a putt. What a putt. Oh, and he nails it.
Oh, he got it.
What a putt.
Unbelievable.
Man, they are
heartbreaker for Paul.
They are 8 under through 16. And for anybody that might have just recently joined because of a little technical difficulty, they had to exit out on hole 2 and start over again. And they had tied hole 2 or hole 1. So they just conceded hole 1 and took double bogeys each. They both birdied that hole. So they are both sitting at 8 under. And the match is all square through 16. This hole right here, Paul could get a pretty good advantage for as far as he hits the ball if he hits it in the fairway. And he hits a
he piped it.
Dead straight right down the pipe. 181 ball speed. That's got to actually sit to not be in the rough. Man, oh man. It's 370 yards to the end of the fairway at that very point. And he hit it 360. Sorry, 365 to the end of the fairway, and he hit it 360.
Quite the advantage.
Yeah. JT, we're looking forward to yours next, buddy.
Oh my goodness.
Cole leaves his just a hair outside to the right, never has a chance to get back. And he's got himself a tough little shot here from the rough at 240 and into the wind. T-Mac, I'm not sure who Colt Nost is, or Nost. I don't know how to say that last name. Mike, do you know who that is?
I don't know who that is.
I'm not sure I've ever heard of him. Hopefully he has a good voice. Thank you, JT. I appreciate that, bud. Mike, JT said we've had some great coverage.
Well, I think he's talking about you, but...
No, sir.
I'm just along for the ride.
He's a professional golfer. Colt Nost is. Never heard of him. I bet I've heard his voice probably on a broadcast or something at some point. He's got some pictures on here being a broadcaster. So I would bet you he's probably been on a broadcast that I've heard. All right, Cole has got his club of choice here. Looks like he's got a wood.
To run out to the store real fast and grab a club.
Probably need to buy a little 5-wood, try to get it there. It's gonna
kind
be
of like you
shot.
running out for groceries earlier.
Yeah, right. Tell you what, he hit a really good shot. And that is going to be a real beauty. Holy moly, that might end up in the circle. What a shot.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. What a shot. I will tell you what, today's match there has been some of the best shots I've seen in a long time, and they're going back and forth. Paul's got to stick one close here. 164 into the wind. Gets a good carry number, and it's dead straight at it. It's got to sit. Oh, what a shot. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Somebody's going to lose, but they don't deserve to. I bet we win the other match.
You know what? Paul just made a comment. I know you guys didn't hear him, but Paul just said somebody's going to lose, and neither one of us are going to deserve to. These guys are both 9 under, and the match is all square through 17, and everything comes down to this hole right here. And I think we thought that Paul was going to have an advantage on that last hole because of his distance.
I guess not.
So
Cole's just been playing unbelievable. I just, some of the shots I mean, both of them have played really, really well, but Cole, I just feel like he gives up so much distance. Some of those iron shots and wood shots. Like, I mean, that shot is crazy. What was he, 235 out?
Yeah, he was 240 out. This ball looks like it's going to bounce right on him, and it should end up about as far down in the fairway as he can get it. If he gets that down into the flat spot, he'll have a really good look there. So he's going to end up on a little side hill lie. He's going to play 192 yards for Paul. That'll give him a little advantage for the moment. Let's see what Cole's got in the bag on 18 here. Pressure can be on for him, knowing that this is for $1,000, this hole right here. And he turns it over. Don't hit that tree.
Oh, no.
Kick right.
Right.
All right, he may have a shot to kind of get it. Oof, that's going to be tough right there. Man, as well as Cole has been playing today, that is just an absolute unfortunate break for him. But that's what that pressure can do for you, I'll tell you that.
The pressure is real, Brandon. I know you don't get that feel from just watching it, but playing last week, I mean, you want to win. It doesn't matter if it's sim golf or real golf.
I couldn't agree with you more. And you know, none of us here are high dollar guys, and playing for $1,000 is a lot of money to play for in one match. Cole's kind of figuring out what kind of shot options he's got here, trying to look at his colliders and see what he's got. So he's going to go ahead and get lined up now. See what he can do with it. He looks like he's trying to play one in between this tree line. He's just going to hit a little low iron and just doesn't get up there, but it might end up being okay. He can get up and down from there. He's only 161 yards. Probably play closer to about 170, not including the wind. So A. Roach just said this is more exciting than the finish to the Masters. It would have been really exciting. Go ahead.
Yeah, A. Roach is the owner of Virtual Tee in just outside of Boston.
Okay.
He handles all the New England stuff.
Paul hits one that's going to trickle off. Oh, wow. That's going to roll all the way down to the circle.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. What a shot by Paul. Catches the slope down off the back corner of the green and puts himself to 6.5 feet. Cole feels like he's probably got to make one here, I would bet.
I'd like to see it.
You know what? As well as he's been playing and as many as he has hit that's been trekking for the hole, it would not surprise me if he stuck one in. Tell you what, he's giving it a run at it. If it comes back down off that slope, it might have a chance. Come on back down. Oh, it just hangs up there on the back of the green. I'm surprised it hung up with that much. Look at that downhill.
Needed a 12 stimp instead of 11.
Yep. I mean, if that ball starts back down towards the hole, because he's 23, it's only going to play 12 feet. It really only needed a 3.5, 4 ball speed to get that ball started back down the hill and getting down to the hole. So he's got to make this to put the pressure on Paul to make it to win. Cole is putting for a birdie, which will put him at 10 under on the night if he makes it. And that'll put a little bit of pressure on Paul. Paul will have the ability to 1 putt for the win, 2 putt for the tie, and to go to extra holes. Cole just hits a little wide and never really gets it started on line. May have overread it just a little bit, thinking because it's going downhill, it might have broken a little bit more. He did hit a little firm, but Paul can 2-putt here for the win. And I'm sure he'll just tap it hard enough just to get it into the gimme circle and not do anything silly. And there is the final putt. Paul ends up closing out the match 1 up on 18. And to give you an idea, I mean, for them to go back and forth like that, that was just... Let's go! All right, I gave them a little soundboard sound so that way they can hear me and get us unmuted here. Guys, do you guys got me? Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Cole, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I know you guys couldn't hear us during that match, but I can promise you, Mike and I were both raving the entire time about how phenomenal it was to watch that back and forth and how many shots you guys hit that I thought and he thought were in the hole at any given moment. To see Paul go up 2, Cole to go up 2, and then Paul bring it back to all square, and you all take it to 18. It was unfortunate, Cole, for that break there on 18 for that to get behind that tree. But I tell you, dude, you played phenomenal today.
Yeah. Can't do much about it. I blew 2 up and downs, and that's the difference. So you can't do that in a game like this, especially on GS Pro when it's super easy to get up and down.
Yeah, well, I tell you, Mike and I were talking on, I can't remember what hole it was. You made a chip on 9. No, it was on 7. Paul had a chance to go to 3 up, and you made the chip to take it to 1 up because you were 2 up at the time, and that changed the entire dynamics of the match, gave you some momentum. It took you all the way to 2 up, and Paul clawed his way back. But, man, I'm telling you what, it was phenomenal to watch that match because it was everything I'd hoped it would be between 2 of the golfers that have been ranked number 1 in the world in GS Pro and SGT. You played phenomenal today, and it's unfortunate one of you guys had to lose, but you gave it everything you got, and I couldn't be more enthused to watch that match.
Yeah, it was good. It was, you hit really good shots, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. And Paul did not hit as many bad shots as I did by far, so that helps.
I tell you though, you did hit some really good recovery shots tonight. You hit a couple shots that just kind of put you in bad positions, but you hit really good recovery shots. Even when you hit a couple drives that put you in tough spots for approach shots. I mean, that wood that you hit on that par 5, I thought that was going in the hole. And to hit one 240 up the hill. I'm sorry, par 4. What was the wood you had in hand there, if you don't mind me asking?
It was just the 3 wood, just chipped it.
Okay. Yeah, I figured it may have been a 3 or 5 wood, but what a phenomenal round, phenomenal shot. Both you guys shot 9 under. Sorry, Paul shot 10 under. You shot 9 under. So it was definitely not given to either one of you all. Both of you had to earn it, whoever was going to win tonight. And boys, it was everything we could hoped it would be.
Yep.
Paul, tell me about your round. Tell me what your thoughts are.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, this is going to sound crazy, but I did lose my best friend on Saturday, and I wanted to play good. He loved golf more than anybody I've ever known. He loved sim golf. He's the one that got me into it, and I just knew I had to play good for him.
I think he might still be muted. I can't hear him.
Okay. Let me see.
I can hear it. He's good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, his boys are probably watching, and it's been a tough week. To be honest with you, I didn't have any nerves today. I did the last time, but I didn't have any nerves because when something like life changing happens, I guess it puts everything in perspective. This is just for fun, and Cole played amazing. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't. If you'd have told me he was going to shoot 8 or 9 under, I'd have probably just stayed in the house and said good match. It was crazy. I think we kind of got into like a flow state and just kind of fed off each other. Like he'd hit a shot and just forced me to hit a shot, and it was like, I mean, those long irons he was hitting was absolutely ridiculous. Do not find this guy 30 yards with his driver, because if he finds 30 yards, we're all cooked. But no, he's an amazing golfer. You can tell he's a tournament player. You can tell that he, play. I mean, it's just for somebody to keep throwing haymakers like I did and he did to me. It was just a lot of times those matches are over. When somebody does that. I mean, he won 4 holes out of like 5 on me, and then I got it back to even, and he just kept hitting shots. And even when I would feel like I'm going to go one up, he'd stuff it in the circle, and I'd be the one forced to make a putt. So it was really fun. Maybe the most fun I've ever had on the sim, to be honest with you. And with everything going on in my life, it was a nice break from that, and it was just awesome. So I appreciate Mike and Virtual T for putting this on. It's the absolute best league on GS Pro, and I know it's going to get bigger. And I know we're not talking to that many people right now, but I know in 5 years we're going to look at this and just laugh at like how the origin story started. But
Well,
We're lucky to be playing in it right now, Paul.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I tell you what, Paul, you hit on a good point that, this is all for a lot of money, but it's also for a lot of fun, and to be able to do this with some guys that we've been playing with for many years and to have some fun with. I'm glad you guys enjoyed this round. And, I just want to say, man, I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry for Waylon's and his brother's loss as well. It's tough losing a dad and losing a best friend, man. I lost my dad whenever I was young, and so I know how it feels, and it's never easy, no matter how old you are. And man, I'm thinking about you, and if you need anything, don't hesitate to give me a shout, and we'll make sure we get you guys through this. All right.
Appreciate you guys, and I'm looking forward to that next one. That's going to be another heavy hitter. I mean, I felt like I was just watching. I'd pay for the next match. If you could charge me $50, I'd pay for it.
I tell you, there's a lot of people that would probably pay to watch this match. There were some people that even put in the comments they thought this was more entertaining than the ending of the Masters, and I agree with that, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd echo. This is the most fun I've had playing sim, definitely in a long time, and probably ever, for sure. This is not often you get to play really good players and have you both on playing pretty good golf on the same day. That doesn't typically work out too well.
I agree. Boys, it was a pleasure to be able to call this match. Mike and I had a blast watching it. So, Paul, good luck in the next round. Cole, we will see you in the next season, and looking forward to it.
Yep. Paul, you better go win now.
I'm going to try. I hope I can bring it like
that. All right, boys. Thank you.
All. We'll see
you. Well, guys, that was a absolute phenomenal match. And I think Mike would agree that I don't think you could ask for anything better in an inaugural season going through the bracket, to have some of the matches that we did in the first round to follow it up with that. That is just absolutely unbelievable. What do you say, Mike?
Yeah, it's the reason why we started the league in the first place. It's the reason why we brought in all the money. We wanted to attract the better players, and I just think that there's more to come with the Big Dog League, and anybody that wants to be involved in it, sponsorship or just to help out, reach out to us. We're always looking to grow the league, but that's exactly why. I mean, this is exactly why we wanted to start it. Yeah, it was a great match.
It was an absolute phenomenal match. It had really the ending just was not indicative of the way that match went by any means whatsoever. Cole catching a little bad break on 18, hitting a drive to the left, and just couldn't quite get it popped out away from that tree. And just couldn't quite put any pressure on Paul in that last hole. But I tell you what, every other hole from that point forward was just absolutely back and forth. Paul put it right. He said there were some haymakers thrown the entire round, and I don't think that there could be a better match to have watched. So I'll tell you what, if you're still in here with us, we're going to be exiting this, but we're going to be going live in the next match. We've got Bills and JT Walsh coming up here next. Both of them are playing for $1,000 again and a spot into making it into the finals. So, boys, we will see you.